Hey everybody, this is Melina from ScrapbookingwithME.com and Me Crafty Scrapper here on YouTube and Instagram. Welcome back to my channel. For anyone that is wondering, ScrapbookingwithME.com is a shop that I co-own with my mother, E, from Scrapbooking with Me Crafts here on YouTube. And I always have our shop linked in the description box below. And we carry all types of paper crafting products, anywhere from scrapbooking materials to journaling materials and tools, punches, paper punches, all sorts of things, all sorts of adhesives, barely arts, art glitter, the Pioneer photo glue sticks. We carry all types of Tim Holtz items. So when I say I got this in the shop, or this came from the shop, or, you know, if I say shop, that's what I'm talking about. It's scrapbookingwithme.com, and I have the link below. So feel free that if anything that I use on a video, if I don't mention it as far as where I got it, it is probably from our shop. Yes, our shop says scrapbooking in it, but it is a paper crafting website. Be sure to shop till you drop if you want to, and get you some great supplies to craft along with me in videos. I would love that. So anyways, I just wanted to get that out of the way. I've had quite a few questions as of late. Where did you get that stamp set, or where did you get this, or where did you get that? Everything, unless I say it, everything that I use in my videos comes from our shop. But now, if I use a digital and it's not one of our free digitals, which we have free digitals at scrapbookingwithme.com, and we have digital kits that you can buy on the website also. But if I'm using a digital from somewhere else, I'll tell you. Or if I'm using an old book that I got from the library, I'll tell you. But if I don't mention it, it's more than likely from our shop. So I just wanted to mention that. Now I want to mention these great little pockets. This is what we are creating today in this episode of M's Scrapbusters. This is episode 8. So we have been doing this 2 months. Yay! And thank y'all all for the support and for crafting along with me and doing these projects. I am loving looking up M Scrapbusters on social media platforms along with here on YouTube and seeing your creations. It makes me happy that y'all want to make things that I make. So I appreciate that. This comes to us from a YouTuber that I took a screenshot, and now I don't even have the device that I took the screenshot with in here with me. It was on my iPad, but I will list her channel below and the video that I got this inspiration from. She was making, it was more scrapbooky kind of pockets from her scraps. They were, you know, brighter colors and stuff, but she did have one that had some torn edges on it, and I fell in love with it when I saw the one with the torn edges. And she said, I'm making some junk journals, and thought that this would go really well with the one that she made with the torn edges. So she called them her paper, paper patchwork pockets is what she called them. So these are some of the cutest little things. And when I saw her making them, I thought, that is so easy. And then they turn out so cute. So this was the first one that I made. I'm going to pull out the little thing I have inside of it. It's just a piece of craft cardstock. Okay, so this is a digital. And then you fold it. You put some paper in the middle just to show a little bit of it. And that's the patchwork kind of part to this. And then you start just adding a little, you know, some elements of some kind. You don't want to cover your patchwork up But, you know, if you want to put things on the side, great. Then you add a piece at the bottom. Or, like on this one that I made, this was the first one. This was the second one I made. I was just trying to get some prototypes together to show you before we actually started making them. This was the second one I put together. Now I'm just going to take out the little piece that I have inside of it. This one has 2 pockets. So it's got this same paper digital that I made the pocket with. I folded it up, inked it, rounded the corners. I just glued on either side and then put this label on there so you can see your patchwork. You've got an extra little pocket down here. Then you have this pocket. And these are deep pockets, guys. So we could get really big journaling cards and even little booklets in these pockets. So I'm excited about these. Now this one, like I said, has 2 pockets. So I have 2 little pieces of vellum in it. And that kind of covers up your patchwork, but it's kind of like a surprise element when you take out whatever is in your front pocket. So there was the second one that I made. And then third one, I was happy with how I was able to get these done. And they're, you know, pretty clean and simple. And then, so I started with one that I tore edges and I tore the top. And then this little piece is inside here. But now look here, this is a vellum piece. It's like one of these little sheets here. That's a vellum piece. Listen. That is my favorite part of this entire pocket, is the crinkly sound that you get from that vellum being in the middle as part of your patchwork. I'm going to take that little card out. So I have some grid paper that was on the back of this cardstock. And then I made a pocket at the bottom with this book page. So it's just book page that's pulled over on the back side of it to make the pocket. But then to reinforce that book page, just so if something gets stuck down in there, it doesn't go straight through, because book page is not the sturdiest of materials, of course. I put some more cardstock here, and it's all the way to the bottom, and then the book page, and I put it on a little wrinkly. And then after I had already put it on is when I inked it, and I just, with my blending tool, just kind of went around, and it went into like the wrinkles of that book page. So that's how I got that look, and I love how that one turned out. Pretty. And then this was my last one. I made some extra patchwork in this one just to see what it would look like. So I'm taking out that little piece that I have down in that one. It's a longer one, and it's smaller. It's smaller than all the rest of these, really. More narrow anyway. And so I put a quote digital here at the bottom. This paper that I made the pocket at the bottom, or the bottom of the pocket, I didn't leave this one open, is just this paper folded up and then corners rounded. But then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different papers or cardstocks in the middle to make my patchwork. And then look at that pocket, guys. It is a deep, deep pocket. And they open up almost like coin, the little coin purses that we used to carry all the time. They open up like those. And so I really like the look of these. And like I said, I am going to link where I got the idea. Well, this one doesn't want to go back down in there for some reason. I will link where I got the idea for these in the description box below. And I apologize for not having her name, the name of her channel, at the ready when I started this video. We are currently trying to get things together for a ministry trip, and we are going to be gone for quite a few days, but I'm taping all of these videos in advance. So while you are watching this video, a few videos before this one, and then maybe 1 or 2 after this one, while you are watching those, we are on the road and doing like a 4-state ministry tour. So it's a big thing, and me trying to get all these videos done. And I knew I was going to forget something when I was doing this one, because I think this is my last one to record and get edited and scheduled before we leave early in the morning. And I am not going to tell you what day I am videoing this because, you know, privacy things. I don't want anybody unexpectedly showing up at my house, so even though we do have a house sitter, so it's not going to be left all alone. Let's start with, for me to show you how these come together, which you can probably see how easily they do come together. So it's not going to be rocket science in this M Scrapbusters video, guys. I start with just a longer sheet of scrap. Now, I will test the waters first before I make it. So if I did this, that's too wide of a pocket. So I'm going to cut some off of this. So let's see. I've got about looks like 8, maybe 8 inch. So let's take off about 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's take off about 3.5 inches off of this. We can make another tiny one with that. Okay, so this one is 4.5 by a little over 3.5. 4.5 by a little over 3.5. Okay, so what you're going to do, there's no actual measuring. I just measured that to show you what it was. What we do is we start out, and you want to make these short. So you don't want them to come together too much. You want there to be space. All right, so I'm going to show you a straight lined one first before we do a torn edge one. So straight line one, doesn't matter if these are even, that adds to the shabby chicness of these pockets. It adds to the character of the pocket. So no need to measure how far you're pulling it over or anything. Okay. And y'all excuse my gravelly voice. It's early in the morning. Really early for someone in the ministry, I'm just saying. But I knew that I had to get a really early start on this day to get all that I needed to get done. So I might be able to sing bass tonight at our concert. Let's see here. What we're going to do, I went ahead and rounded all of my corners. Now, probably not going to need them on this end, but I just go ahead and do that. I also go ahead and pick out what papers I want for the middle. Now, your paper that you have in the middle does not have to go to both of these little edges. It can just sit real pretty in the middle because, you know, a lot of it on the edges is going to get covered up. All right, so there's one of my little pieces. And then let's add some dyed paper. Okay. And then one more piece. Let's add, let's see, if I add that in there, is it going to get covered up well? It sure is. Look at there. Okay. So let's tear this off, and I'll do it that way. So I've got a torn edge. I like that. All right. So I'm going to, of course, ink my edges. Now on these I used Vintage Photo. I think I will use my walnut stain on these. Now, this is just on that premium cardstock I printed this digital off. And this is from my Porch Prints. It's just one of her full journal page kits that I cut down. And this is the easiest way to get some of these size scraps, is with your digital full pages. Now, you want to ink your folds. There we go. And then you want to ink all of your little scrappies. So I'm just inking the tops of them, because they're going to be layered up and you're really just going to see the tops. Okay, so there are my inked pieces, and then I'm going to layer them back the way I want them inside my little patchwork. Okay, and then you lay it down and make sure that all the papers are where they need to be and not going to fold up on you. And that's pretty, I like that. All right, so now is where you are going to, before you glue anything down, now is the time you're going to figure out, do I want to fold up this top at the bottom to make the bottom of the pocket, or do I want to add a piece to the bottom to make the bottom of the pocket? On this one, I'm going to fold this bottom piece up just to show you first how to make the pocket with just the one piece and not having to add another piece to the bottom to make the bottom of the pocket. That was a lot of the word bottom in that, sorry. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to fold it without our patchwork in the middle. And I'm going to fold it up to where I want it. And again, no measuring required. All right, now you've got it folded up how you want it, right? I'm going to pull this up just a tad more. It looks a little off to me. Yep. Okay, so I've got it where I want it. I'm going to unfold this. And then, just like you were to make, and I know most of you have already made pockets for your journals, but for those who have not, you have this one little rectangle here and this one little rectangle here. What you're going to do is you're going to cut along that line, and then at a slight angle, you're going to pop that one piece off, and then you're going to cut along that line, and then at another slight angle, you're going to cut that off. Okay? And then on these, I'm going to round the corner. So before you fold it up and make your pocket, go ahead and round what corners you want rounded and ink what you rounded. Okay? Now, when you fold up, see, there's no bulkiness here, and it's a seamless pocket at the bottom. All right, now you're going to get your little patchwork pieces and you're going to line them up, and remember, you're going to fold up on the bottom of this one, so you don't want it too far down, because when you fold up, you're going to cover up some of that. So I can even go up higher than that, but you don't want to go all the way to the top here, because it would kind of defeat the purpose of being able to access that pocket really well. And I love how my patchwork is kind of going zigzaggy a little bit, so I'm good with how that looks there. What we're going to do is press down, hold on this side. We're going to get our liquid glue, whatever adhesive of choice that you have and you like, and you don't even have to put it on the entirety of each piece of patchwork. Just kind of dot your glue on the edge there, push over your flap, and then you're going to get your little bone folder and squeeze it out, just so a lot of that glue is not going down into the actual pocket. Now, no worries if you do get some glue down into the actual pocket, because I did that, been there, done that, and don't need a t-shirt for it. Is that an old saying or what? I actually did that, and I will show you how I fixed it. Okay, so you've got this one down. You're going to hold this other side down and just put you some glue on the edge of each one of your little patchwork pieces and lay it over. Get your bone folder and push that glue toward the edges of this paper that you have. Excess off. And then here is where you make your decision of, do you want a little tiny pocket in the bottom flap, or do you want to just make the flap go all the way across? So I'm going to do down the side, and then I'm going to do here, a little bit here, a little bit here, and then fold up my flap and get my bone folder and fold and push up. Okay, so essentially there's our little pocket, and it really doesn't even need any kind of decoration. But of course, if you want to decorate it, go for it. Like on this one, I put one of those little tab punches that I had from the other day, one of another project. I put on the side of that one. Now, this one is like this one and this one that I folded up the paper that I actually made the base with. Okay. Let's see. If we'll have time, I'll come back and I'll decorate that. But I want to show you the way I did these two before we get off here and you start making your own. Okay, so that was the fold up on the bottom method. This one has a totally different piece on the bottom, along with this one also has a totally different piece on the bottom. So let's make one like that, and let's do, okay, we've got this one. This piece is about almost 4 3/4 by almost 3 3/4. So that's about the size that I like. I like these little ones, but then I also like this tall one. So if you've got, you know, they're almost the same width, but if you've got some taller pieces you would like to put in them, then taller pieces work really good too. I'll try to do the torn one that I show you. I'll try to do it with a taller sheet of scrap. All right, so we're folding over, and I folded that over too much because I'm not going to be able to see my patchwork in the middle. That is the entire purpose of this tutorial, is showing patchwork from our scrappy pieces that we have left over that are just sitting in our bins needing something done with them. Okay, so that's good. And then I'm going to round my top corners. Okay, and then let's see here. I want to add a piece at the bottom that is in addition to this. Ooh, I like that. Yep. Okay, so we're going to use that as our bottom piece that closes up the pocket. Now to find some pieces to add. I like that, so I'm going to rip that, and I want to do some straight pieces, so no tearing at the top. Ooh, I really like that. All right, that piece, and maybe this piece. I mean, you can really use up some scraps with that. Hold on one second. I want to try another little piece with some wording maybe. Okay, that'll be torn at the bottom, so you won't be able to see that. Okay. Oh, that one's gonna be pretty. All right, and I need maybe one more skinny little piece. I have got a pile of scraps over here to the side of me. I almost said something else. Oh my gracious me. All right, let's do a little skinny piece here because some of this will be covered up with this. So I am still going to ink my edges. So I'm just going to ink my top parts of these. And these are pieces of cardstock, but you can add in paper if you want. It does not have to be cardstock. So you got your little layers here. All right, and then ink the edges of your base, your pocket base. And for anyone wondering, I will mention and tag the lady that whose video I drew inspiration from for this project. I will, I've already told you that I would link her YouTube below. I just feel bad that I didn't keep her name in mind whenever I started this video. That just, it irks me that I can't give her a shout out right here on the video, but I will link her video below, and I will probably go get my iPad in a minute and pause the video, and I'll go find her name on my iPad. This is her, Septeria 18. Septeria 18. That is who I got this video idea from. And the video that I watched was Keep Those Paper Scraps, My Paper Patchwork Pockets. And then that is the thumbnail for it too. That's what it looks like. That's the video that I watched, and I will of course leave her link to her channel, and I will tag her in the description box. I just don't like doing something and not giving people the proper acknowledgement. All right, so I need to pull these down just a touch because I need to have enough room for this paper to fold over on the back side. So I need to pick it up. And have I got enough room to just a little lower? So that's the only thing about adding a piece to the bottom of your pockets. You have to really get it precise. All right, and then I'm going to tear this. So there's yet another little piece that's not going to be on it. So you'll have to figure out how far down you need to go. And I still have enough room to fold over. So I'm going to pull it down just a touch more, and then I will ink this, and then I'm just going to put it on like this, and then I will trim off what I don't need. But I'm just going to go ahead and ink that that's going to be going up against this. I've already inked my patchwork, so I'm going to hold down on one side, just put some, whoop, that come out in a glob, glue there. use my bone folder and push it out toward the edge of that paper. Okay, and then hold down on this side. Push down and then push out. All right. And then I'm going to lay my piece there and then pull down just as far as I need. I've still got plenty of room, so that's good. All right, there. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that on, just the two little edges here where I want it. And that's how I did this one. Now that was a piece of cardstock, so it was a little bit thicker. This is just paper that I'm adding to the bottom of this one, but that was just paper too there. Okay, and then I'm going to use my sticky scissors. Remember, that is my scissors that have been up against adhesives and glues and things like that. And I'm not really worried about the blades of them. So I use my sticky scissors, take that part off, and then all you're going to do is simply put you some glue along that edge and then fold that over. Now I gave myself very little to fold over on this one. Of course, if you do it, you can leave yourself a lot more room. I just needed a thicker piece for my pocket, but that still works, because more than likely my pocket is going to be adhered. All of this is going to be adhered down in a junk journal of some kind. All right, so see, there is one where you add a piece to the bottom, and then of course you're just going to go through scraps or something, or make tags or something like that and put them down in there. Now if you have some sticky residue, you just kind of, after the glue has somewhat set and dried, you just put your bone folder down in it and kind of swoop around in there, and that opens that pocket up for you so that you can get whatever you want down in there. Okay, so there's that one. So see, this one is tall enough and it's got a wide enough piece here that you could add a little, some kind of die cut, a vine or something like that if you wanted to. And you can add little snippets of wording, things like that. All right, so there's two. Now let's make one with the torn edges. All right, what am I looking at time-wise? Yep, we got enough time. Okay, so let's get a taller piece. I don't want to use that because we would just see the back of that. That's too skinny. Okay, let's do that. We're just using this plain old craft cardstock as our base. All right, and then we're going to fold over. And we're going to fold over just a little bit more than what we would think we'd want to, because we're going to tear that edge. And this is some thick cardstock, so I've got some work cut out for me as far as my folding over on this. Okay, a little bit more. This one's going to be a tall, skinny pocket. All right, so then I'm going to take that back and I'm going to tear it. And I want the tearing to show on the outside, so I need to do it that way. Okay, And then I'm going to fold it back. And how I've done this one, how it's got the, so I'm going to angle a little bit and tear to that fold until I like what it looks like. That's cute. And then angle back to the fold again. Okay, it gives that little bit of a rugged look. And then I'm going to go, and it's a lot easier with paper. Then I'm going to give myself a little head start here. And I'm going to tear the top. Okay. And let's ink everything. Now with cardstock, of course, that is a lot harder to fold up on the bottom. So on the ones that have a cardstock base, like that one was a cardstock base, I add pieces to the bottom to get that look that I'm wanting. All right, we're going to ink all of these little edges and then ink our fold line. And these come together really fast, y'all, too, if you've got your scraps already laid out. Okay, and then I'm going to do dictionary page for my closure at the bottom. So I'm going to kind of rip the top, but still give myself enough to fold over to the back. And then I want to do another piece of cardstock of some kind. I'm going to start at an angle here at the top and come down, rip that off too. Okay, so I've got an angle going, and then I'm going to go pretty much straight across. So I'm going to add this somewhere along in here, and then this will be here. So see, you can do all kinds of little angles and things. So I'm going to do that and glue that down just on the hinges here, and then I'll cut off my excess. That's going to be my fold under. And then I need to make some patchwork pieces in the middle. So let's do here and that one. We'll probably need, because I want to go up to about right here. So we'll probably need 1, 2, 3, about 4 pieces. So let's do there, and maybe that one's not wide enough. Let's look here. That brick paper. Let's see if I've got a piece that's wide enough. Yep. All right, so I can put these off to the side just for right now. I'm going to rip the top of this because I want my edges to be ripped, distressed, whatever. So I'm going to pull out my distress tool and kind of wear this one out at the top. Okay. And we're going to put these in. I need to pull just a little bit off of that edge because it's right up in the fold line. So there. And then if we do here and here, and there. Okay, we haven't inked yet, remember. Okay, and then if I do this at the bottom, yep, that's going to give me enough. So I need to move up actually just a little bit. Oh yeah, that works. Okay, so I'm going to take out, ink my tops of my patchwork. I don't have to line all that up all over again. Oh man. But I like seeing how it's going to look before I actually lay it all down. Okay, and then a little bit there. All right, we are ready to layer our patchwork and get it glued in. All right, we need to make sure of our placement before we start gluing. This is going to be like that, so we can move up just a touch more. Like so. Yep, that works. All right, so I'm going to hold down one side. I'm going to put some glue on the edge if it will ever come out without giving me a huge blob. Oh well, it gave me a huge blob. Okay, and we're gonna, whoop, we got the glue too far out. Oh well, just have to wipe it off. As long as there's glue in there, we're good. And there is. Okay. These little panels on this one is very narrow, so I need to go all the way to the edge of the paper here and make sure to get a nice fold over onto all of that glue. Okay, there's that. Now I need to ink this part. Now, if you were wanting to add a piece of vellum, you do the vellum just like you do the patchwork pieces. That was just a whole piece of this vellum like this that I put in there. And so you can add that anywhere you would like, add it just like patchwork. The patchwork pieces that we did here. Okay, then I'm going to glue this down just on the side panels. So you see what we're doing here, we've got like patchwork pocket in the middle, and then we've got some more pocket it's giving us on the outside, doing it like this. And I will get the excess glue off with my handy dandy yucky cloth I have always at my desk. Okay. And then I'm going to get my sticky scissors and get that one side off. I'm going to look at placement for my book page. And that's about right. So that's going to be covered up so I don't have to ink that. I'm going to get my book here so that I can properly ink the top edge of this book page because it is so wafer thin. I wouldn't be able to do it without getting ink all over the place and all over me. Okay, so then I'm going to add this and see how it kind of waffles this way and waffles that way. I love how that looks. I love that look. So we are going to put our glue here, across the bottom and there. And then if you need more, of course, you can always go back and add some more. I'm going to straighten that up just a touch. Okay, and then I'm going to come around on the back, put glue on the bottom edge of my base, and then I'm just going to fold up. Now, you could actually, if you've got some left and you've got enough, you can fold it this way and that. I just don't know if that's going to stay. It's such a thin little piece. But since it is book page, it's going to fold up pretty easily for you. So add some more glue here and here. And just fold up. The back doesn't have to be perfect, guys, because it's going in a book at some point. Okay. So add a little bit more glue here just to secure that down. And then look at that pocket. Now, you, of course, if you don't want all of this showing, you could tear even more and get it closer to your patchwork. But I just love that. And then with book page, how I did this. Now, this one's bumped up just a little bit more than this one is. So we're not going to get the exact same. But if you go over it just lightly with your blending tool, that's how you get that effect, worn effect on there. Now, I used vintage photo there. I'm using walnut stain now. So that's the difference in that. Then you're going to come back, and if you've got any little pieces, cut that edge off there. And then you can ink that edge up really well and ink your sides there. And then kind of trim that little edge off so it's not showing when you look at it from the front. So there's a tall, skinny, torn pocket. So you've got a variety of ways to make these. You can make them as grungy as you would like, as torn up, or as shabby chic as you would like. You can add all kinds of decoration to them. Like I was saying with this one, I would like to find like a vine or something like that to add to that one. I think these have all got, but you know what I'm talking about, like this. That would be pretty. Adding something like that. Let me pull it up some so you can see better. Adding a little vine or something, die cut of some kind up the side there. So you can decorate these up any way that you would like. You can add lace to them, like if you were to, here's some, like on this, a different color probably. Add some lace and just adhere it to the back, like that. So all kinds of different things that you can do with these. This one, add some lace to the bottom of it if you wanted to. All kinds of decorations. So I am looking forward to seeing your patchwork pockets. Make sure to use the hashtag #MsScrapBusters and show me your creations. I want to see them, and I want to comment and give you a thumbs up. Or if you're on Facebook, I want to be able to comment and give you a thumbs up there. So whatever social media platform you are on, just remember the hashtag #MsScrapBusters. I hope you enjoyed this video today, guys. Y'all have a great rest of your day. And thanks for visiting. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking. And thanks for watching the video all the way through. That helps me with YouTube's algorithms so much. Y'all have a blessed day. I will see you in the next video. Bye, y'all.